Good morning, boys and girls. My name is Leonard, and for those that don't know me, I am a youth leader at StMarks Church. Now, this morning I'm going to bring forth a message about trusting God every single day. This is a difficult task, boys and girls, because even our moms and dads struggle. But I'm here to remind you on how to deal with this. Now, it could be days where you're wondering, Jesus, why is this happening to me? But I'm here to remind you that those days are made specifically for you, boys and girls. Only you can go through those specific things because God has designed them for you. But what I need you to do is trust God in those moments. Okay? Thank you for listening. Enjoy the lesson.
Hey kids, do you ever worry about stuff? Maybe you worry about falling and scraping your knee. Or maybe you worry that you're going to fail your spelling test.
Well, today we are going to learn about what Jesus said about worry and how we can fight it.
It's easy to worry about things we need or want. We need a lot of things to survive. Things like water, shelter, and air to breathe.
And some days we might get worried that we won't have any of those things.
And sometimes we can worry about those things that we really want.
Jesus taught that worrying doesn't help, not even one bit.
Just think about it. If you're short, worrying isn't going to make you any taller.
If you're hungry, worrying isn't going to make food magically appear.
And if you're cold, worrying isn't going to make you any warmer.
Well, you might think that worrying doesn't seem like that big of a deal.
But worrying is going to lead to some bad consequences.
Worrying makes us try to get things without God's help. When we worry too much, we might think that we can do it all on our own.
We start to think that we know best, so we don't trust God for what we really need. And that's definitely not how Jesus wants us to live.
So kids, how can we fight worry?
If you focus on what God wants, you can stop worrying about what you need. And this important lesson comes right out of the Bible. Memory verse.
The thing you should want most is God's kingdom and doing what God wants. Then all these other things you need will be given to you. God knows exactly what we need, and He's going to make sure that we get it.
Instead of spending our time worrying, we should focus on what God wants and trust Him to take care of what we need.
So kids, next time you're worried about taking a spelling test or scraping your knee, remember this lesson.
And remember, God will give us what we need. We just need to trust Him.
Hey kids and parents, if you want to learn more about worry
or trust, check out the links below.
Hi families, I'm Katie and I am so happy to have church with you right now. I've got a question for you. What would you do if a bird brought you a sandwich? Would you eat it? Would you say thank you to the bird? What would you do? It would be really weird, right? Thanks for sharing your ideas. Let's learn our point. Every day, I can trust Jesus. Let's say it together on 3. 1, 2, 3. Every day, I can trust Jesus. Great. Now it's time for our everyday song that talks about that. Stand up so you can sing and dance along.
I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Oh, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Oh, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope, hope in the future, plans to prosper you and not to harm.
everyone, my name is Brittany and we're so excited you're joining us today. Today we're talking about the story of Elijah being fed by ravens. Elijah, much like everyone else in the land, was running short on food because of the drought. But he didn't worry about it because he trusted that God would take care of him. Today we're going to be talking all about how we should do the same thing. And that's why we're saying every day, I can trust Jesus. We're going to start things off by singing a song together. So go ahead and stand up and sing this out with us as loud as you can.
I'm reading my B-I-B-L-E, and this is what it says to me. It tells me that I'm never ever alone. I'm learning how Jesus came down to us and gave his best. Without a doubt, the best friend you'll ever know. Our God knows exactly what I need, so I remember this. Let's go! When you ask, he cares. When you seek, he's there. When you knock, 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 God opens up the door. When you ask, he cares. When you seek, he's there. When you knock, 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 God opens up the door. Oh, oh. I'm reading my B-I-B-L-E, and this is what it says to me. It tells me that I'm never ever alone. I'm learning how Jesus came down to us and gave his best. Without a doubt, the best friend you'll ever know. Our God knows exactly what I need, so I remember this. Let's go! When you ask, he cares. When you seek, he's there. When you knock, 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 God opens up the door. When you ask, he cares. When you seek, he's there. When you knock, 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 God opens up the door. Oh, whoa. When you ask, he cares. When you seek, he's there. When you knock, 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 God opens up the door. When you ask, he cares. When you seek, he's there. When you knock, 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 God opens up the door. God knows exactly what I need, so I remember this. Let's go! When you ask, he cares. When you seek, he's there. When you knock, 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 God opens up the door. When you ask, he cares. When you seek, he's there. When you knock, 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 God opens up the door. Oh, you opened up the door. You opened up the door. Oh,
You guys sounded amazing. Thank you so much for singing along with us. And now we're going to take some time to watch a Bible story together. Like I said earlier, today's story is about Elijah being fed by ravens. So let's check it out.
Israel was under the reign of a wicked king named Ahab. He and his wife Jezebel did not follow the one true God. In fact, they actually built up altars to a false god named Baal and led the nation to worship this false god. The Bible described Ahab as the most evil king that had ever ruled in Israel. At this same time, God raised up a prophet named Elijah, who he would use to punish the wicked king. One day, God's Spirit led Elijah to pray that God would stop the rain in Israel for 3 long years. This would cause all of the crops in Israel to dry up, making them run out of food. After Elijah told Ahab there would be no more rain in Israel, God told Elijah to leave where he was and go hide out by a small brook called Cherith. Once there, he would send ravens carrying bread and meat to him for food, and he could drink the clean water from the brook. Elijah did as God had said and made his way to the brook called Cherith to hide out. Just as God had promised, ravens came to Elijah to deliver him food every morning and every evening, for as long as he stayed there. Elijah trusted God would do what he promised, and God was able to supply all of his needs. Just like Elijah, we can trust that God will provide for us too, even if he has to send a bird to do it. The end.
All of the land was going through a drought brought on against the wicked King Ahab by none other than the prophet Elijah. If you don't know what a drought is, it's basically when it stops raining for a really long period of time. And that can lead to many things, including lack of food, because the crops don't get water like they used to. So King Ahab's land was running out of food. Have you ever run out of food before? It's terrible. You get so hungry, so you go to the pantry, but all the cereal's gone, so you look for some chips and crackers, and those are gone too, so then you head over to the fridge, and there's not even any leftovers in there. All you find is a single head of broccoli, and nobody's that desperate. But what if, after all that, you walk outside and off in the distance you see a bird flying in, and it flies all the way up to you and drops food right into your lap? Whoa! Hey little guy. Hey, is that a cashew for me? Give it here. Thanks. Single cashew. How many birds did it take to feed this guy? This sounds pretty ridiculous, but this was basically what was happening to Elijah. God told Elijah to go to this small brook during the drought. He told him to drink from the brook, and that every morning and evening, ravens would bring him food to eat. Maybe you can relate to Elijah. Maybe you're in a situation where you aren't sure where your next meal is coming from. Maybe you're not waiting on food, maybe you're waiting on healing. Or maybe your family is having money trouble and you're waiting for that to pass. In those times that you are unsure or waiting, I would encourage you to ask for God's help. He wants to help you because he loves you so much. So much so that he sent his son Jesus to die on the cross for you so that you could be a part of his family. If he gave you his only son, how much more do you think he would be willing to help you with your current problems? The same God that provided for Elijah wants to provide for you too. When we seek God and his kingdom, he takes care of us. Like this verse says, he will give us everything we need. So don't worry about it. God knows what you need and he wants to give it to you. Now that we know this, we can do what Elijah did and trust God to come through for us. So whether it's food or healing or money or anything else, remember, every day we can trust Jesus.
Pastor Cameron talked about not worrying about our needs in life. God knows what we need, and we know that he loves us. So we should just trust that God will do what he promised and give us everything we need. Is there a need that you have in your life? I would encourage you to take some time and talk about what that need might be. And then pray about it. Bring it to God and trust that he will do what he promised and give you everything you need. So that's it for this week, and remember that every day we can trust Jesus. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Don't go yet. We've got a Bible verse to learn together. I'll say it first. Jeremiah 29:11. I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. They are plans for good. So good, so good. Now I'll say little parts and you can repeat them after me. You ready? Okay. Jeremiah 29:11. I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. They are plans for good. So good, so good. Great job. We can trust every day that God's plans for us are good, even if hard things are happening all around us.
They are plans for good and not for disaster, to give you a future and a hope. Ooh, ooh. Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. They are plans for good and not for disaster, to give you a future and a hope. Ooh, ooh. For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord. They are plans for good and not for disaster, to give you a future and a hope. Ooh, ooh. Jeremiah 29:11. Jeremiah 29:11.
I had a great time having church with you. I'm going to leave you with some questions to talk about with your family. When they pop up on the screen, just pause the video and have a little chat. See you later.
What hard things make you feel worried or upset? When you feel worried or upset, what can help you trust God's plan?